Hello, and welcome to Sci-Fi Ninja Theater. Action so good, makes you want to kick your friend in the face. Like to thank the Mad Ninja Clan and the Sci-Fi Ninja Theater fans, here is G-Fest, Part 1. We lost the footage, we found the footage, we're giving you the footage. Part 1.
We're at G-Fest 24. I am Tim Bean.
What got you started into
Honestly, it would be my mother.
Really?
She was really into the cheese factor of the Japanese movies, and basically my brother and I we would sit around and we would kind of do MST 3000 long before MST 3000 existed. We just weren't nearly as talented as they were at it. So we just had fun with the movies, and that stuck with me. So.
What's your favorite Godzilla movie?
Oh wow, that was. I really would have a hard pressed to pick one because they're I mean the original is probably one of the best. I really like Shin Godzilla. I think it's right up there. But I have to say like Monster Zero and the Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. They're they're not as good of movies, but I enjoy the entertainment value of them. I am in charge of taking care of the guests. At G-Fest, I've been doing it for 2 years. I've been taking care of guests with Jim Cernella and his partner Shigeko for 3 years now. So, and I've been doing the autograph sessions here for probably 6 or 8 years.
So, what's your best, what is your best memory of when you were a kid with Godzilla?
Doing exactly what I say, sitting around with my brothers and my mother and watching it and just having a good time with it.
Do you have a favorite Godzilla action figure?
I'm awfully fond of my the final premium burning one, which I had Satsuma sign at Chiller a few years back. So.
So, how do we get in contact with G-Fest? What's the website Facebook page?
Well, there is a G-Fest Facebook page that's on Facebook, and if you need other information on the magazine and other stuff, in addition to the convention, it's www.g-fan.com, and that covers the magazine, all the conventions, convention history. You know, it's just all the news for everything in general. Even the G tours that they do, it's all on there. This is Yuji Kaida's artwork. He's the guest, one of the guests this year. Yep. He's been a kaiju illustrator for years. He's one of the most premier kaiju illustrators. I mean, I also work with Shinji Nishikawa, and they're just both extraordinary illustrators who have worked in the kaiju industry for decades now. The G tours, about every 4 to 6 years. They go over to Japan. It's a package deal. The fans pay, and they just go around Japan and see some of the sights from the movies. I went in 2011. You know, we went. That's when we went. Takarada-san got us into Toho Studios. We got to hold the oxygen destroyer. We got to hold Sarazara's diving helmet, which was a real diving helmet. That was heavy. Yeah, yeah, that wasn't a prop. I think that was a real diving helmet. Yeah, and we went to the Golden Pagoda. We went all sorts of places. We went to the Ultraman Festival, which was one of my favorites because I'm a huge Ultraman fan. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I watched it back then. Yep. I love the series. One of the highlights of taking care of guests was getting to take Freya-san to his dream place. I got to take him to James Dean's gravestone and birthplace, and we toured where he grew up. And it was a dream of his fulfilled, and it was just, you know, part of the joy of this job is fulfilling the fans' dreams when they get to meet people. But you know, I got to fulfill one of my heroes' dreams, and that's just it doesn't get much better than that. And we are here at G-Fest, and you're watching Sci-Fi Ninja Theater.
Hello, Sci-Fi Ninja Theater fans. Welcome to G-Fest. My name is John Druney, also known as Goji73. What I do is I run a YouTube channel, which you just heard, Goji73. I mainly specialize in figure reviews, episode reviews of the original Ultraman, and I work on stop-motion animation, as well as some story readings. My main series that I work on is Godzilla and His Amazing Friends, which is, again, a stop-motion animation series that focuses on Godzilla and his friends as they live their lives on Monster Island while fighting against evil monsters. I got into that from watching a few friends of mine, namely Deadzilla and Ultraman Chronos, if you've heard of those two. They used to make fan films like me. They used to make fan films before I did, and after learning a few tips and advice from them, I managed to work around that and make a series of my own, which is the series you've heard just moments ago, Godzilla and His Amazing Friends. From that, I managed to work around other stuff, like the NES Godzilla Creepypasta, a reading of it, and I'm currently doing my new series, The Color Timer Reviews, in which I review episodes on the original Ultraman show. I saw quite a few Godzilla films when I was a kid. The main 6 that I used to watch a lot when I was a kid were King Kong vs. Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Megalon, hence my namesake as Goji73, Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, and Mothra vs. Godzilla from 1964. Those films were a big influence on my childhood, and whenever I think of Godzilla, I always think of those films first. Why do you think of those films first? Because, on one hand, films like Mothra show just how destructive Godzilla can be. I mean, yes, everybody knows that the original 1954 film is a masterpiece in its own right, but there are still other films in the franchise that show off just how destructive Godzilla can be, and Godzilla vs. The Thing, which is also Mothra vs. Godzilla, is a prime example of that. It's a cult classic, and it shows just how destructive he can be. Godzilla vs. Megalon and also Godzilla and also Godzilla's Revenge was also a very big part of my childhood because they kind of helped me see Godzilla as the hero that I always look up to him as, which is the same reason why I made Godzilla's Amazing Friends, because I want to focus more on Godzilla as a hero, because everybody and their grandmothers always wants to see Godzilla as a destructive force of nature, and that is well and good and all, and I love that just as much as anybody else, but I always had a soft spot for the hero Godzilla, and those two films, Revenge and Megalon, had such a big influence on my life that I figured I'd share just how much of an impact it had on me by making something on my own of that same nature.
So what made you get into Ultraman?
Ultraman was actually thanks to the help of my friend Ultraman Kronos. After he introduced me to the then new Ultraman shows like Ultra Galaxy Neo, and Ultraman Mebius, I took a very huge interest in them, and after going back and rewatching the original Ultraman show and noticing how similar it looked to the Godzilla films of the past, which makes sense because the special effects director is the guy who worked on the Godzilla films, I quickly grew to like it because, again, the similar tone, the very similar vibe, just the basic similarities to Godzilla is what made me connect with it real quickly. And I'm surprised it's still going and how far it's gone, and I hope it continues to flourish.
What brings you here to G-Fest?
What brings me here to G-Fest is pretty much the fact that it's a place of sanctity. Sorry about that. It's a place of sanctity. Online squabbling is all out the window, so everybody can make peace, share their love in kaiju, and just have a great time. Because I'm sure every kaiju fan has been mocked by their peers when they were growing up, and here we can share the love that we had in a very civilized and a very friendly, family-friendly natured way. And I love this, so that's what I love so much about G-Fest, and it's for that exact same vibes that I've been coming here for the past 14 years. So I hope to keep going and going and going because, again, those positive vibes and just this really pleasant nature of this convention is what I just love so much about it.
So if people want to know more about you, where should they go?
Well, if anybody else wants to know anything else I do, again, my primary channel is Goji73. You can follow me on my Facebook account, my Twitter account, and I also have a Patreon account. Like, if anybody is interested in the work I make and they want to donate anything, you can support me on my Patreon account or follow me on those two sites I mentioned earlier. That channel name is Goji73, Goji73, and you can follow it on YouTube, which is where I primarily post all my content.
Hello, so what's your name?
Rebecca
Rebecca, where did you get your tattoo at?
from Wicked Ways Tattoos in Lakeville, Indiana.
And where are you at today?
We are at the G-Fest convention in Chicago at the Crown Plaza Hotel.
How are you enjoying it?
Very good. We just got here. We were late. We got caught in traffic.
Top three. So that way they sort of get people who, I guess maybe the most knowledgeable people to face off in the actual game. So, but prior to that actual event, you don't have to pre-register.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question. Thank you.
This one is actually on behalf of my kids that want to be past grades. In years past, you had the purchase a model and learn how to paint it, which they really love. Last year, it was canceled last minute because they weren't able to get the model shipped from Japan. This year, it doesn't look like it's on the agenda at all. Could you comment on that, please?
Well, I am sad that it isn't on the agenda, and we were working for it, but again, the problem has to do with figure availability, and sometimes the dealers that we're working with in Japan can't get something produced in time because they all, they send them to China and back and so forth. I'll just say that it's not something that we've abandoned, and I hope it'll be back next year. But one of the things we need to do it is at a reasonable price too. We felt that this year there was an option we could have taken, but we felt that the price was something that probably wouldn't have gone over very well with the people who were doing it prior, so we decided to take a pass.
When does the model room open?
As they all look at the program. I know they're doing a special session for people who signed up for it, pre-signed up. If you mean the model display room, they are accepting the models for putting on display. I think starting at 10 or 11.
Hello, Sci-Fi Ninja Theater fans. This is Frank Pradel from Diecast Toys, here to tell you about the Medicom Super Robot Resident line Red Mock Baron. It's a very interesting toy. It's released by Medicom a couple years ago. This is the reissue done specifically for the show. There's only a limited number done, specifically 200. If you want more information about it, you can actually find it on Facebook or online, or if you want to support Ninja Theater, you can go ahead and do that too. I goofed up with them.
Okay. You're watching Sci-Fi Ninja Theater.
What's your name?
My name is Morgan.
And who are you cosplaying at today?
I am the Kaiju Girls variant of Zeton.
What made you decide to do this outfit?
I really like the design.
And did you do this yourself?
Yes, I did.
And how'd you do it?
It was very, very hard. There was a lot of glue and blood.
Any prosthetics or anything?
Just the horns made out of foam.
Nice. What's your name?
My name is Chloe.
And Chloe, who are you cosplaying today?
I am cosplaying the Kaiju Girls version of Ella King.
And what made you decide to do this character?
The anime is super cute, and I really liked the black and white design of it.
Okay, and did you put this outfit together yourself?
I did.
How'd you do it?
Started it on Friday and did a speed build of it to get it done in time for the convention.
That's great.
Yeah, it took a lot of time and a lot of painting.
My name is Joey.
And where are we today?
We are at G-Fest, 24? G-Fest 24, 2017.
And what are you doing?
I am a small YouTuber and big-time collector.
Right. And what do you talk about on your YouTube?
On my YouTube, I review, figures, talk about X Plus, Bandai, things like that. Or I'll do some internet vlogs, kind of basic stuff. Anything kaiju related.
Okay, what's the recent action figure that you talked about?
The most recent figure that I talked about?
Yeah.
I think, does anyone remember when my last video?
Grand King.
Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, go.
The last figure that I talked about was the NECA Shin Godzilla, previously released, was a few months ago, I believe.
Right. And what was your review about?
I haven't reviewed it yet. It was more of a vlog, kind of toy hunt style, where you basically just go to Toys R Us, look for it, see if we find it. The first video I had, we checked like 3 stores, and my luck is awful, so we didn't find it a single time. But I did end up finding it in Florida.
Oh, okay. And how long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing YouTube or collecting?
Both.
Both. Collecting all my life. I got my first Godzilla figure when I was 2 years old, and YouTube only for the past 2 years.
What was your first Godzilla movie?
My first Godzilla movie, surprisingly enough, was Godzilla's Revenge.
And what did you like about it that made you become a fan?
Being like 2 years old, I guess I just liked it just because it was a giant dinosaur Godzilla man. But, even now, usually people have soft spots for their favorite movies. I hate it, even though it was my first movie. But I do love, what really made me a fan was my second film, which was Godzilla vs. Megalon. That one is just so crazy and insane. Tail slide, things like that. Just got me hooked instantly.
So what's your favorite toy?
My favorite figure out of everything that I own would be the Bandai 6-inch Movie Monster Series Godzilla 1974.
Okay, cool. So if people want to know more about you, where should they go?
They should go onto YouTube and look up Super Godzilla 1974, or if you're more of an Instagram user, it is Super Goji 1974. I post more on my Instagram than I do my YouTube, but I look forward to posting more videos on my YouTube as well.
I have is a head of a costume of mine that appeared in the Dojo's production last year, G-Fans vs. Rayman X, and he'll be making an appearance as a supporting monster and an ally to Rayman X. Yeah. Well, I feel kind of dumb because I can't exactly remember the guy's name right now. But I don't know. I just kind of wanted to have a custom figure made just for the fact that I didn't have anything figure-related wise to my character. So I'm like, I'm gonna look up some people who know how to make figures, and I've found a guy again. I feel bad because I can't remember his name, but it was at least $200 and maybe $30 or $50 to make. And of course, it's maybe a couple of years old now, and I had to keep up the paint on it. So I'm doing the best I can to keep them in good condition. Like, one of the heads are the pictures. Okay, that's the Ghidorah that I made in 2015. I had like it was not a full body, but it was like the wings, tail, heads, and feet of it. The other heads I got rid of because I needed the space, but he went over pretty well in 2015. And I got him signed by Kara Takarada last year in 2016. Okay, yeah, that's my first full body suit, and had him last year because I wanted to make something for Gamera's 50th, which was back in 2015, but I didn't have him in time, so I made him late just to celebrate anyway. And he really went over well. I went down the hall last year, and I couldn't make it all the way down the hall before I had to turn around and come back in here for a casting call. People loved it, man. It was great. Huh? I don't really have a website. All I'll tell you is that I'm Jason Fry on Facebook. As of now, JASONFRY. In which that figure was made by, I want to butcher the guy's name, Silvio Reyes. If he hears his name, he'll know that he'll know who I mean. He'll know that I mean his name. But yeah, that's just really bad butchering. And the artwork, again, butchering of the name, is going to be Ray Ferrome or Ray Ferromi, something like that. He'll know that I mean him. It's just a very bad butchering of their names because I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced. But yeah. That's the figure, and those are the artworks that I had laying down. I just now was able to put them up.
What's up, Sci-Fi Ninja Theater fans? My name is Javante Franklin, and I collect. I'm here at G-Fest 24.
And you do a video vlog?
Yes, I do YouTube, and I'm a big-time collector. So.
Okay, talk about your blog.
My blog? Well, basically, I started, my channel.
Yeah.
All right. I started my channel 3 years ago, 2014, and I was just inspired by a lot of the older Godzilla YouTubers, and I just decided if they can do it, why not me? I can do it too. So yeah.
So what did you review?
What did I review? My last figure I reviewed would probably be the Bandai Ultraman Zero.
Okay, and what did you come across with that? Like what was your outcome?
For me wanting to collect the figure?
Yes. What would you like to?
Well, personally, Ultraman Zero is my favorite Ultraman. I'm a big time Ultraman fan. It's just a great figure to have, on display for your collection and everything. So, it's got a great paint job. It's a simple sculpt and everything. It's really cool.
Cool. And what's the name of your?
My channel name on YouTube is Goji Franklin. GOJIFRANKLIN.
And where are you today?
I'm at G-Fest 24.
And what was your favorite Godzilla movie?
My favorite Godzilla movie? My favorite Godzilla movie was actually my first Godzilla movie. It's Godzilla Final Wars.
I love Final Wars. I don't care what people say.
Yes, sir.
I'll let you know that now, guys.
Yeah.
When you were a kid, what was the first thing you saw? That was the first thing you saw?
Well, actually, what really got me into Godzilla was a video game, and that was Godzilla Save the Earth. That was when I first met my stepbrother, and he got me into it. He made me play the game, and I just got really hooked with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
On YouTube and Instagram and DeviantArt, and we're at G-Fest, And I have some model kits that I had built and put in the exhibit and contest. I'd like to show you a few of them. This one here I got from Kaiju Japan. This is actually sculpted by the owner of Kaiju Japan. He calls himself Red Tail. So this is a Red Tail Godzilla 91 Super Deformed kit. It's a really nice little kit. There you are. Okay, and it looks like I got a first place on it, so I'm very happy about that. I also got this kit from Kaiju Japan. This is a Super Deformed King Ghidorah from the 91 movie. Same as the other one I just showed you. There's some here. This is the Kaiju conference at Mount Fuji. I made a background of Mount Fuji for the Super Deformed figures that are supposed to be from a movie where they're not negotiating or talking. Another one here is Godzilla versus Rodan, or Rodan's carrying Godzilla. This one here is a little hard to pick up, but this one is Godzilla versus Ebirah from the 1966 movie Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. And this one here is a Dark Horse Harryhausen diorama of Kong. It's a cold cast porcelain model. I made a base of wood, and these figures here are a little hard to come by. They're made of pewter, so I was able to get a hold of those and add them to the diorama. Here's a Mick Wood mini diorama of Kong. When I paint a figure, I use a lot of. I start out with acrylics usually, and then I do washes with oils and dry brush with oils to get that effect. This one here I want to show you. It's one I got this from an estate sale from my friend John Pettick, who the model forums are dedicated to him. He died on Thanksgiving. He's one of my best friends, and I wanted to build this and bring it today because just in memory of him. Like I say, they dedicated the whole model part of G-Fest to John Pettick. Here's one John would have appreciated as well. It's called Badzilla and the Atomic Pile. This is the IRS building, and it looks like he had just done something there. That's done by John Dennett. Nice little model kit. Back here, I have Godzilla versus King Kong, another Super Deform at the Atami Castle. I added some details of Woodland Scenics products to make the grass and things look a little more real. And I customized the base on this kit, which is a D-Tech Godzilla versus King Kong, Super Deform. And right next to it, I have the classic Paradise Godzilla versus King Kong. This is called the Big Swing. This is the Little Big Swing. This is an image kit of Anguirus from the 1955 movie, and it is also a Super Deform kit. I have a lot of Super Deforms today. Here's one from Kaha Miniatures. Okay, this is a Super Deform mini diorama I made. I sculpted the octopus, and the Kong is made by Kaha Miniatures. Here is a very small Godzilla shop Baragon. Baragon's my favorite kaiju, so I have a lot of him. Another Baragon by Kaha Miniatures right here. Get a good view of that. Okay. Little. And this is also by Kaha Miniatures. I made the base, and I made the egg as well. Also by Kaha Miniatures, I made the base to try to make it look like lava. Painted it kind of a bright yellow in there. This is probably one of my favorite pieces. This is a Joe Ladati Robertosaurus Rex and a McVeigh King Kong. And I made the base, customized the base, put a couple soldiers on there. I really like how this one flows. It's I think a nice diorama. This one, I made a custom base and made this little sign, Attack of the Monsters. And this is by Kaha Miniatures. This is a Kaha Miniatures Shin Godzilla, the more recent Godzilla. A little cutie. This is a POW kit that I customized to have it look like he's got jets shooting him up off the base. And this is a resin kit of the 1995 movie Gamera, Guardian of the Galaxy. And this is another super deform from Image of Gamera attacking Tokyo. It's got the Diet building, the Tokyo Tower, and a train. Here we have another by Image, another super deform of Gamera. Pretty simple one, Gamera 65. Here we have another super deform of the Final Wars Rodan standing on the building. Kind of a ninja pose there. By D-Tech. And here we have another Image kit. I have a little base there, a little heart-shaped base, but this is an Image super deformed Godzilla 89 from the movie Godzilla vs. Biollante. And here is a Shin Godzilla 2014, the American Godzilla, legendary Godzilla, and it's a super deform. And my last one here is a Godzilla 89 by Image, which is not super deform. I'm actually hoping to sell this one today or tomorrow before I leave. This is a 30 centimeter kit. I have a lot of kits, and so I have a lot more at home. This is just a few of them. And if you want to see my work, like I said, I'm Legrandzilla. Just Google Legrandzilla. But this is just some of the stuff I brought this year. And so I hope you
They reprinted last year's ribbons and gave me a whole new bag. So they overlaid them.
So it doesn't, yeah, so it doesn't, the right year. Oh goodness. Listen about that. There's so many things you have to worry about. For some of us, you're going to wear it out. You shouldn't have to.
Listen, stick around for now.
Stick around for that. That's pretty cool.
Eyes.
This is my favorite one.
That's the evil Godzilla.
Your vote actually counts. Yes. Well done, sir. Thank you.
Well, we got them after everybody went to all the trouble to do it. I'm quite happy to have the right ones here.
You ran out of the first.
Oh no, I haven't run out. I have more back in
I've personally been a Godzilla fan since I was about 5 years old. I'm 52, so that'd be about 1970, and never really gave up the fandom. And then my son Luke here was born 9 years ago, and for the last 4 or 5 years, he's been going with me. I've been going to G-Fest since the 90s and enjoyed it every year. It's a lot more fun now bringing my son along. It's a whole different vibe. I think it might have been Destroy All Monsters with my older brother when it came out, and what's that, 69 or 70? But I know for I have vague recollections of that, but I know for a fact vividly I saw, probably about when I was 5, the first one, Godzilla King of the Monsters, on Creature Features, which here in Chicago was on Channel 9, WGN, Saturday nights at 10:30. My older brother was having a friend sleep over. They were watching it, and I was kind of sneaking watching it under the covers, but I was hooked. I'll never forget that. And I can remember specific scenes being 5 years old watching that, and that was it for me. And of the series? In any movie, yeah, probably. I mean, Destroy All Monsters. That was the one you scoured the TV guide for every week to see if Destroy All Monsters was going to be on. That was, I mean, there's 10 monsters, 11 monsters in that thing. So yeah, that was it.
Fest 24. My role at the convention, I'm one of the organizers. So there are a group of us that put this convention on every year. It's been going on since 1994. The first convention started. Friends of G-Fan was the name of it. Then the convention became G-Con in 1995 out in Arlington Heights, Illinois. Ran for a number of years, around 1997, 1998. The convention split off. G-Fest was born, and it's been going ever since. Ooh, the age, I would say I was definitely under 10 years old. I remember the buzz of the kids back in the early 1970s when we looked in the newspaper and saw on the TV guide that this movie called King Kong vs. Godzilla was going to be played on the ABC affiliate during prime time, and we were all jazzed up. So all the kids in the neighborhood watched it, and then of course as soon as it was done, we had to go out in our yards and reenact it, and I was hooked at that point. I actually came upon G-Fan magazine back in 1995. In that issue, there was a registration for G-Con being held in Arlington Heights. It was an interesting convention. It was open to people who pre-registered, but it was so popular and one of the local TV stations got wind of it, it was opened up to the public on Sunday. And going to that first convention, seeing that, oh, there's hundreds of other people that feel the same way about Godzilla that I do. A number of monsters were born that day. We all thought, hey, this is a great thing. At that point, I was not an organizer. At that point, I was just another fan going to the convention, having a great time. We started going, and then probably around 10 years after that, maybe less than that, I got involved working with J.D. Lee's, began to a couple of ideas that I had for some things to do, and we just became a close relationship, and I was asked to be one of the organizers of the convention at that point. Much like everyone else, the first 1954 film, but outside of that, Mothra vs. Godzilla from 1964 is the one that I personally, to this day, is one of my favorites, if not my favorite.
Who do you feel Godzilla had the worst time trying to
Well, you could say it was King Kong because in that movie they both tumbled into the sea and only one monster swam off, and that was King Kong. So I would say that was the one he had the most difficult time with. I really like it. It's a different type of Godzilla film. This is one that people either love it or hate it. Personally, I do like it. It's not a perfect film, but what film is? But it really shows you some of the things about Japanese bureaucracy and the politics and everything, that even when faced with this giant monster, this unknown threat, to the country, they still have the red tape that they have to go through and everything else. So I enjoyed it on quite a few different levels. I liked the satire. I liked the monster. I like it was a good film, and I like what they tried to bring to it.
So when you were a kid, what was your favorite Godzilla?
Well, when I was a kid, there weren't a whole lot of Godzilla action figures. You had a couple. I didn't know of the figures from Japan. I was a little too old at that point. The Shogun Warriors, I was starting to approach junior high, and we started to play with guitars. We didn't really play with toys at that point. Now that I'm older, I play with toys with a lot more than I did. Right now I've got, I try, much like anyone that collects a certain, in a hobby that collects things, you try and focus on certain aspects of it or you end up going broke. So I have a lot of the I try and focus on the Bandai figures. One of the things that many of us collectors have discovered and gotten into now are the X Plus figures. They're beautiful, detailed figures, but with that it comes at a premium. They're not cheap at all. So you try and pick the ones that you like best and stick with those, or you're going to end up in the poorhouse.
So, who's your favorite Japanese superhero?
Much like everyone else, it's Ultraman. There was Ultraman Ace, Ultraman Taro, towards, I believe they were the end of the 60s, beginning of the 70s, and they're real wacky and jazzy, and I like them a lot. But I also liked Ultraman Tiga from a couple of years ago. That was about the mid-90s. But yeah, Ultraman, much like everyone else. I grew up as a kid, one of the local UHF channels ran Ultraman, and much like most kids, I'd run home after school so I could catch the daily episode of Ultraman and the Space Giants and the things like that.
Space Giants. Tell us a little bit about it.
Space Giants was a series with a family of robots that had a number, and it's been so long since I've seen it, I can picture in my head what they are, but we've got Goldar, we've got his wife, and we've got the son. And so they would fight against giant monsters, and there was the evil forces that would bring the monsters in, and Goldar would have to try and protect the Earth from them.
So, what made you decide to come up with the Godzilla? What drove you to wanting to put this together?
Right. So as I said, the convention got started before I was one of the organizers. But to carry on, you see at the convention, it's all age groups. You have the people that were there and saw the films originally on the at the theaters in the 1960s and the 1970s. You've got children with their parents and their grandparents bring them here to the convention. So the reason I carry on, it's a lot of work for us to do. When we start planning a couple weeks after this one will end, we'll start planning the next convention again already. And just to see the joy and the happiness and the times that these people have. It's really a neat thing because we have people that are coming back year after year after year. There are people here that are now in their 30s that were small 12-year-old, 13-year-olds back in 1995, 1996. So we look at it as it's a sense of community, and it's almost like a family reunion each year, and it makes it all worthwhile. It's really a good time, and all the effort that you put into it, it's really appreciated by everybody that comes to this convention, and it makes it a great time for everyone.
So, how did you come up with the beast on your shirt?
That is a beast that was created by the artist Matt Frank. So each convention has a logo. Each convention has a different theme. This year's theme is Shin G-Fest. We've got director Shinji Higuchi and assistant director Kazuhiro Nakagawa, who both worked on the film Shin Godzilla. So Matt Frank put this together. It's the official logo of the convention, and as a member of the staff, I have the yellow shirt that has on the back, it says staff to identify us, so that as we're walking around the convention, we're in the hallway. If anyone has any questions or any needs, they know that they can stop me or any of the other staff members for any assistance or any questions, to answer any questions they might have.
So, what do you kids think about all this Godzilla?
Well, as they say, the fruit doesn't fall very far from the tree. So the kids To them, the Godzilla collection and all that, that's just normal because Dad has had it their entire lives. They come to the convention, they enjoy different aspects of it. They enjoy the video game room, they enjoy Artist's Alley, they enjoy the model kit room where that's all on display. So they enjoy it. It's just a part of their life that's been there as long as they have. They should go to the website g-fan.com. There you'll find information about G-Fan Magazine and G-Fest. In addition, on Facebook, there's a G-Fest group. Go ahead and follow any news throughout the year about the convention, as well as there's a G-Fan group as well that you can sign up for as well and join that group.
Yeah, so what are we looking for towards the future?
We're looking to continue the convention, to turn it over to the next generation, to get people who are younger than us involved, to carry it on, and let us continue to enjoy the hobby and enjoy the convention as well.
So is your kid going to help you out with that?
We'll have to see.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, go.
And I forgot to tell you, we do have on the hotel, in the hotel channel, we do have an in-house television channel. Back in 2000 in Los Angeles, there was a channel that when you went back to your room, you're able to watch programming. It's pretty exciting, things you generally wouldn't see, some out of public domain movies, things like that. And so what we do is carry on that tradition that was started back in Hollywood back in 2000. And people get a really good response from that. They talk about how much they enjoy it. And so that's another part of the convention. There's things when you're in your room. There's things when you come out of your room. There's things all around the hotel that fans can enjoy.
I was told it's the same thing.
Oh, put it down.
Hello, Sci-Fi Ninja Theater fans.
So what's your name?
I am Christopher Condi, also known as Chicken Man around these parts.
And where are we today?
We are at G-Fest 2017, and it is very fun.
Okay. So what was the newest review you did?
What was the what?
What was the newest review you did?
The news review.
New review.
New review.
On an action figure or anything.
I see. Well, I haven't, my YouTube channel, Chicken Man 456, I don't often do as many toy reviews as these guys do, but I do, I am very passionate about movies, especially foreign films like Godzilla, and I do a lot of videos on analysis about the story or how the movies were made, and I do that sort of stuff. But every once in a while I might do a convention video or a toy review. Lately I haven't done any, but since we're here, I don't have any better excuse not to. So.
Okay, so what's the name of your channel?
Chicken Man 456.
Hey, Sci-Fi Ninja Theater fans. My name is Billy DeBose, and I am the director of Godzilla Battle Royale. I'm here at G-Fest 2017, and we are having a great time here. I'm really glad to be on the show. Well, Godzilla Battle Royale was kind of how you would say my 10-year-old self coming alive again to make a kaiju film. There was so many things I envisioned as a kid that I always wanted to see in a Godzilla film, but as much as I loved the Japanese films and even some of the American films that we were getting, I always felt that they were missing the aspect of bringing all the monsters together, like Avengers style. But also, I always wanted to see Godzilla and his buddies and enemies in Chicago, so since Japan wasn't doing it that way and America wasn't doing it that way, I got off my butt and did it my own way. My favorite scenes was definitely, even though I was recreating it a little bit, I tried to throw in some new stuff, but when Godzilla's charging Mechagodzilla, when he's getting the onslaught that we're familiar with from Terra Mechagodzilla. And some of the homages and the nods that I threw in, that, yeah, they're kind of rehashes of what we've seen, but, you know, as a fan, when you do that stuff, you're reliving moments of nostalgia through doing that. But I also did my best to try and throw in new things and do it in a way that might introduce new fans that weren't even fans of Godzilla into it, that as a way of saying, hey, check out this stuff that you may have never checked out before, but you might like. The process was very rough at times. It was very time consuming. There was a lot of planning that went into it, and I would also have to wait till every G-Fest so I could round up a whole bunch of people in costume, as that would be the sure place for people to come and celebrate everything Godzilla. But the good thing was I would set up a green screen in the dojo room here, and then when we weren't doing the dojo projects, I would gather up the costume people and put them on the green or the blue screen, and we would roll camera with some actions. I would have them do certain actions at one angle, then turn them around here, do them all over at this angle and that angle, and so on and so forth. And I would do actions that would connect with the others, like say in a fight. Like one monster attacks, another monster reacts to it. And I would have to do both attack shots and reacting shots at all these angles. So that way I could connect them through the green screen and compositing process when I got the background shots for Chicago, and then I spliced them all in. That's a very tough one. I mean, I think by default we can all agree Godzilla 1954, Gojira. Aside from that, though, it's a very hard toss-up between Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 74. Obviously, I do love Mothra vs. Godzilla and King Kong vs. Godzilla, but I also really, I know a lot of fans are going to hate me for it, but Final Wars. Yeah. Oh, I love Godzilla vs. Hydra. That's one of my favorites. I just love how unique and different it was. That's another good question. I would say it's funny how King Ghidorah, he always needed help to fight King Ghidorah and defeat him. There was really not one moment where Godzilla has not fought King Ghidorah and won without help. However, in terms of difficulty, it's kind of a toss-up between Mechagodzilla 74 and Hydra. Mechagodzilla 74 because he almost killed him, and Hydra because even though Godzilla had the upper hand most of the time, it was just like Hydra kept coming. There was really no way to fully put him down. And who knows if there's another Hydra lurking out there that he missed a spot, you know? I believe it was either 1988 or 1989. I was playing with my brother, as I normally would, and my father, he knew I loved dinosaur films. There just happened to be a Godzilla film playing on TNT, and it happened to be Monster Zero. And I come down and I see this T-Rex-like dude with big arms, breathing blue fire. I see a pterodactyl dude, and I see a golden dragon, a three-headed guy, and my mind was just blown as a kid. But the bad thing was, I was enjoying it too much that when it got to the fight, we had to go to dinner. And my father turned off the TV. He's like, "We gotta go to dinner, son." I'm like, "No, I want to see them fight." So after that, though, I got a good grade in kindergarten or something, and then my mother, she felt kind of bad that I wanted to see that Godzilla film so bad, so she took me to Toys R Us to find a Godzilla film, and the only one we could find there was King Kong versus Godzilla. So that's where that all started. So let me just tell you something about G-Fest here and what it really means to G-fandom. I believe that G-Fest is an annual gathering of just great people who are very dedicated to this fandom, which I think most of us can agree it's not one of the biggest fandoms in the sci-fi community, but it is a very passionate one. And it's one that when people go out of their way to be creative with Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, whatever it is, they go from the heart. And it really doesn't matter how much talent you have in whatever area, whether it be costumes, filmmaking, sculptures, or the artist's alley with their artwork. As long as you are creating what you love, that is what matters here. And I believe G-Fest is one of the greatest places, if not one of the greatest cons, to really bring out that creativity. So if you would like to know more about Godzilla Battle Royale, you can visit me on YouTube under Rockstar BD82, or you can find me on Facebook as the Godzilla Battle Royale like page. And I wish you guys all well and hope you all have a great day.
We're at Killer Theater. Watch Vinny's show.
Hi, Sci-Fi Ninja Theater.
You're watching Sci-Fi Ninja Theater.
Okay, hi folks, how you doing? I'm Chris from the Big Apple Conventions.
Sci-Fi Ninja Theater, Chiller Theater, 2002, October. Sci-Fi Ninja Theater. Hello, Sci-Fi Ninja Theater. Hello, America. New York, hello. Sci-Fi Ninja Theater at hotmail.com. Hope you enjoyed it. Later.